You stupid fool. Did you really think you gonna hit me? Huh? Bam, bam, bam. Over. In the sport we'll live on, with me and Al Heyman working hand to hand. There's only 3 fighters that's in boxing right now that's probably not working with me and Al, and that would be Cotto, Pacquiao, and Canelo. And as you know, I fought all 3 of those fighters.
Despite Canelo Alvarez saying he's ready for Gennady Golovkin, like he said last year, and then turning around, vacating his belt, and giving his belt over to Gennady Golovkin. Before he gave up his belt, he said in the ring after he knocked out Amir Khan that Mexicans don't fuck around. And then he even said that he invited Golovkin to come in the ring because he wants to fight Golovkin, despite Canelo Alvarez issuing out a statement saying that he's going to kick Golovkin's ass this year, fight him in September. To say all of those things and then turn around and fight Liam Smith next, despite all of that Canelo Alvarez said, you still have some fans that are defending Canelo Alvarez for not fighting Gennady Golovkin. Excuse the background noise if you guys hear it. It's pouring raining right now out here. But getting back to the point. So I've noticed there's been a couple of fans in my comment section asking me, Dante, if what Canelo is doing is making him look so bad, why is Floyd Mayweather agreeing with him? So for the fans that have asked me that question, why is Floyd Mayweather defending Canelo Alvarez? Now, and I believe the answer is simple and very obvious. If you listen to the clip, you listen to what Floyd Mayweather basically said. What he was basically saying is PBC and Al Heyman, along with TMT, they're pretty much taking over the boxing landscape. And then he said, the only fighters that's not working with us is Cotto, Pacquiao, and Canelo. Basically suggesting that those are the only missing pieces to this puzzle. Can you guys imagine how big it would be if the most powerful men in the sport of boxing was promoting Canelo Alvarez? Can you guys imagine how big that would be? Can you guys imagine Canelo Alvarez fighting on free TV? Canelo Alvarez versus Liam Smith. Because that's realistically where that fight should be. It should be on free TV. Can you guys imagine Canelo Alvarez versus Liam Smith on CBS, NBC, ESPN? So that's your answer. Floyd Mayweather is basically agreeing with Canelo Alvarez because Floyd Mayweather, he wants to work with Canelo Alvarez. Floyd Mayweather and Al Heyman, they would love to have Canelo Alvarez come on over and be a fighter under the Al Heyman / Mayweather Promotions brand. Now, the most ironic part about these fans saying, well, hey, Dante, it can't be that bad if Floyd Mayweather is agreeing with Canelo Alvarez. It's so funny because these are the same fans that usually disagrees with everything that Floyd Mayweather says. Not only do they disagree with Floyd Mayweather, but they personally don't like Floyd Mayweather. These are the same hypocritical ass fans that call Floyd Mayweather a chicken, a coward, he's a gay runner, he's this and he's that. Soon as it comes to Floyd Mayweather saying something that defends the fighter that they actually personally like, no matter what he does in the ring or out of the ring, now all of a sudden they're using Floyd Mayweather to defend their fighter. You see how that shit works? So what does it mean? Does it mean all those things you guys said about Mayweather, you're now retracting? And now you're saying I was completely wrong when I said Floyd was this and he was that? What does it really mean? You see, Canelo Alvarez, he has put fans in such a bad situation that no matter how they try to defend Canelo's actions, they end up contradicting themselves. In other words, there's nowhere you can run, there's nowhere you can hide. You're going to get caught. And that's what's happening to a lot of these fans defending Canelo Alvarez's actions. These hypocritical ass decafs, they do the same thing with Floyd Mayweather Sr. You guys remember when Sr. was talking about how Lara, all he did was run against Canelo, all he did was run, etc., etc. Now remember, all of these fans saying the most offensive, personal shit about Sr. that has nothing to do with boxing, right? I interviewed Floyd Sr. and you got all of these decafs saying all of this extremely personal shit just because it's deeper than boxing. Because he's on the coincidental list. Sr., that is. They'll say all of this offensive shit about Sr. Soon as Sr. says something that they actually want to hear, like Lara just ran, he just ran from Canelo. Now remember, when Sr. was saying that Mayweather was going to beat Pacquiao and Mayweather was going to do all these other things, these were the same fans saying Sr. is full of shit. But now that he's calling Lara, another fighter on the coincidental list, a runner, now all of a sudden these fans, they have a change of heart. Now they're saying shit like, you tell him, Sr. That's right. Sr. knows what he's talking about. But the video before that, that same fan was just calling Floyd Sr. the N-word and every other racial slur towards a black person. I still have the comments. All of the racist comments, or at least the vast majority of the racist comments, are automatically blocked on my account, my YouTube channel, and they go into a folder to later be reviewed. But anyway, obviously the only times they actually side with someone on the coincidental list is if that person is talking bad about someone else on the coincidental list, or if that person is defending one of their favorite fighters. Something else I wanted to mention. If you are basically saying that if Floyd Mayweather said, hypothetically, Canelo should never fight another guy who's dangerous enough to beat him, because why? Because this is business, etc., etc., etc. Now think about this for a second. Canelo Alvarez is 26 years old. Do you guys know by the time Floyd Mayweather was 26 years old, he had already beat and dominated better opponents than Canelo Alvarez has faced in 40 plus fights? Do you guys know that? And once again, the key words are beat and dominated. I'm not saying he was just in the ring with a big name, but he lost to him, like Canelo lost to Floyd Mayweather. No, I'm only talking about the fighters that Floyd beat and dominated. All right? Outside of the first fight with Castillo, Floyd Mayweather completely dominated all of the big names that he faced. Gennaro Hernandez, for some of you fans that haven't been studying the sport like I have, Gennaro Hernandez was the lineal champion at 130, and he was the favorite to actually beat Floyd. A lot of members of the media, including Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant, who was calling the fight, they thought that Floyd Mayweather, who only had 17 fights, was taking this fight way too early when it comes to the experience of the lineal champion Gennaro Hernandez. They felt the same way when Floyd Mayweather defended his title in his very next fight against Angel Manfredi, who was considered one of the best fighters in the world at the time. Floyd Mayweather dominated him, knocked him out in the second round. Then he dominated Diego Corrales. And a lot of people don't know about Philip Endo, but Philip Endo was looked at as one of the best prospects in boxing at the time. Floyd Mayweather dominated him. Okay? He had a close fight with Castillo, and he did something that a lot of fighters don't do today. He came right back and he beat Castillo in a rematch right after he had his toughest fight with Castillo to that date. How many fighters do you see doing that today? We done seen close fights with Canelo Lara, Canelo Trout, but we didn't see a rematch. We've seen close fights with De La Hoya, Ike Corte, De La Hoya, Pernell Whitaker. We didn't get a rematch. So what Floyd Mayweather was doing before the age 26 was unprecedented compared to what Canelo Alvarez has already done. Now, the reason why I brought up that contrast with Canelo and Mayweather is because, once again, fans, they keep trying to compare what Canelo is doing to what Floyd Mayweather has done in the last 15 years in the sport of boxing. So to say Canelo should avoid Golovkin because Floyd Mayweather said he should avoid him, how does that make Canelo Alvarez look good? If Floyd Mayweather never fought Manny Pacquiao, and the reason why he never fought Manny Pacquiao is because Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. and Paulie Malignaggi, they said that Floyd Mayweather shouldn't fight Manny Pacquiao. Hell, now that I think about it, do you guys remember when Oscar De La Hoya was calling Floyd Mayweather arguably the greatest fighter of all time? And then he said there's no reason for Floyd Mayweather to even fight Pacquiao because he's on another level. He said he would beat Pacquiao too easy. This is what Oscar De La Hoya said following Floyd Mayweather's domination over Shane Mosley, right? So the fact that Oscar De La Hoya was the one to say something like that, did that stop any fans from calling Floyd a coward, gay runner, he's scared of Pacquiao, etc., etc., etc.? No, it didn't. So it doesn't make any sense to try to use Floyd Mayweather, who is only really saying this because he wants to promote Canelo, to use him as a scapegoat and say this is why Canelo doesn't have to fight Golovkin. Sounds ridiculous. And it's only going to hurt Canelo in the long run. I'm telling you guys, like I told you in my very last video, if Canelo Alvarez is not going to fight the Golovkin that hasn't really stepped up in competition, that hasn't ever fought a pound for pound undefeated fighter, a guy that was bigger, stronger, a guy who had just as good of a chance to win the fight as Golovkin does. If Golovkin hasn't done that yet, you're telling me you believe that if Golovkin steps up in competition and starts beating and knocking out even better middleweights, or steps up to super middleweight and he knocks out super middleweights in impressive fashion, and then comes back down to middleweight and still wants to fight Canelo, you think Canelo is going to fight that Golovkin? And he ain't even fighting the Golovkin that hasn't stepped up to a higher level of competition yet? Please. We know what time it is, and we know that ain't going to happen. That's all I got for now. I'm on to the next one.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.